Flamengo players, bothered by the situation and also by the news that's been coming out, want to prove otherwise and are also showing through their actions that they're feeling it. The bad phase has a negative side in the player's reaction, if that was really the reason, and it also has a very good side that we're going to share with you here. There's also information coming from inside Ninho do Urubu that there's a desire to change things. We're going to be talking about that here, and we'll also discuss some other important topics. Recovery, a turnaround regarding Flamengo's reinforcement, all ready for the next match. We're also bringing you updates on Everton, Araújo, and other news about Mengão. For you all, we arrive here in our own style. Hey guys, red and black greetings. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. If you're just arriving, I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe below, turn on notifications by clicking the bell, and leave a nice like on the video. Here we go. Brought to you by YouTube Shopping, you can get official Mango products right now. Here we have Zico's jersey. This Zico jersey is beautiful and it already comes personalized, Zico 10. There are also Diamantes Negros, all official Brazilian products. You also help Flamengo by buying Faruza, this historic, beautiful, fantastic jersey. The jersey here is also official, all the official jerseys with customization, with patches, the official long sleeve jersey. You can find everything here on YouTube Shopping. And you help Flamengo by buying official products. Flamengo thanks you. We're also here to remind you that you always have the chance to check out Mais Cabelo, the Mais Slim weight loss program at Mais Cabelo. Man, you can check it out right now, get your free evaluation. There's always a Mais Cabelo near you, all over Brazil. We're also here to remind you that with Caravana do Haroldo, you don't embarrass yourself. You can be sure that whatever they promise, if they tell you you'll be in the game, you will be. With tickets in a great spot, man, nice place, man, accommodation, everything you can imagine. You won't be left out, you won't be outside. So, get in touch right now with Caravana do Haroldo. Man, their hospitality in Rio de Janeiro is fantastic with tickets included at Maracanã. So, call Haroldo's Caravan right now. Look, I'm going to start here by talking about this turnaround regarding Jorginho, okay? It's possible that the player will return. According to GE, Flamengo is waiting for Jorginho's physical progress to decide whether he will play in the Recopa final against Lanús or not. So, there's an expectation of a turnaround. The midfielder hasn't played since February 1st in the Brazilian Super Cup against Corinthians. He's recovering, and there's a chance that Jorginho will be available again. The question is, if he comes back, will he start or would you start him against Lanús? With Everton Araújo, I would go with Everton Araújo. With all due respect to Jorginho, the history he has in world football, the quality he has, the great player he is. But today, Everton Araújo, the academy grad, he earned his spot. He's doing very well. Look. In fact, Everton Araújo values opportunities, reinforces his love for Flamengo, and receives support from Felipe Luis. Finally, according to the newspaper O Dia, after the 3-0 victory over Madureira, Everton Araújo highlighted his daily dedication and happiness for making the most of his opportunities. That's when he receives it. The midfielder said that he works beyond training, took good care of his preparation during the holidays, and is proud to help the club. Even with interest from clubs like Grêmio, he decided to stay. He stated that Flamengo is the team of his heart and that he wants to keep winning titles, okay? Coach Felipe Luis had even recently praised the player, calling him a key piece and highlighting his confidence in number 52, in addition to saying that he would be even more valued in European football. But then what do I say, huh? Felipe Luis needs to value him here, right? And it's not just against Madureira and so on that he needs to be a starter, okay? He needs to have more opportunities in games, especially important games. Yeah, we have all sport reporting that Flamengo is dealing with a drop in physical, technical, and mental performance, and that's real. Flamengo is going through a turbulent start. We already know that. In 2026, 4 losses with the main team and a drop in performance, which is worrying everyone, right? There was the matter of a meeting at Ninho, and we know BAP is there every 10 days. But he went to talk to the players, and when you go looking for the players to talk, you know it's not about you. He may not have made any demands, but if there's dissatisfaction, if you got to the point of talking to the player, it's because it's a kind of demand, right? So this meeting between BAP, Bruno, and Felipe Luis analyzed internal factors, long vacations, uneven physical preparation, and a drop in concentration and mental performance. So there was a demand, yes, according to him. In that meeting, I said it was different from the players meeting the players. He didn't make a demand, but just by being there, meeting with them, it's already clear that it's a kind of demand, right? It's already clear that it's a kind of demand. So the fans protested at Maracanã, but the support came back in the second half. And these problems we're facing with the team's inconsistency at the start of the season bother BAP too, right? Everyone in the crowd, actually, the president was at Nino and talked about it, about issues like long vacations, uneven physical preparation, and also a drop in concentration and mental performance. So Felipe knows things aren't going well, right? There's no way he wouldn't know, right? We have some important information here, right? Which also comes from behind the scenes, that Flamengo's players are bothered by the bad phase they're going through. That's good. They should be bothered. Now, Junior made a comment, right? And I'm going to bring some behind the scenes information here. But Junior made a comment on Sport TV where he said the following. But do you know what was the biggest reaction from the players? Not sharing the goal celebration with the crowd. De La Cruz, Arrascaeta, and Luis Araújo didn't go celebrate like they usually do, sharing the joy of the goal with the fans. That was the reaction, at least from what I saw. Júnior Capacete, a Flamengo idol, showed his dissatisfaction because the players didn't go celebrate with the fans. They only celebrated among themselves. The Flamengo fan posted here, the players only celebrating among themselves. Look at this. You can see the image of the players celebrating among themselves and not going to celebrate with the fans, right? Can't you? They didn't share the goal celebration with the fans, according to Junior. And I'll say this, I even posted about it before we bring this important behind the scenes information. I posted about it and asked the fans. We remixed the video here, our reporter Gabriel Orfano, and we asked, what's your opinion, fan? Why didn't the players celebrate the goals yesterday? And there were a lot of comments, 1,000 comments here on our post. Yeah. Hey, family, come on, look, the vibe of Mango family, let's talk. Felipe Luis is starting to follow a path very similar to Fernando Diniz's. Both have strong convictions, which is important. But the problem comes up when there's no willingness to adjust, evolve, and fix what clearly needs to improve. I noticed at the press conference that Felipe admitted there are mistakes that need fixing, okay? I didn't see that same conviction from Diniz, who doesn't accept mistakes. I actually think Felipe Luis is much more willing to accept mistakes than Fernando Diniz, you know? Wesley Fladozzi doesn't want pressure. He should go play for Bragantino. Responding to the players, you know, that's what Diogo Pinheiro said. Unfortunately, in your comment, Junior, it's a shame when Mirel Bianca commented, she replied to Junior's comment, which makes a lot of sense. When Jorginho de Arrascaeta and Danilo said it wasn't the time to celebrate, it wasn't an attack on anyone, it was just reading the context. Maybe for them that was a duty, and when you see it as a duty, you don't turn it into a party, you stay focused. The media and some channels love to create a crisis where there isn't one. They take a stance, a focused stance, and sell it as a split in the squad. Actually, not in the squad, but a split between them and the fans. They didn't want to split with the fans. That wasn't it. They just wanted to keep playing, maintain the intensity, and not prolong unnecessary celebrations at that moment. I even understand, right, guys? Now, my comment, I understand that it wasn't the right time to celebrate because of the phase Flamengo is going through, right? Jonas Carvalho, I even pinned this comment. As a Flamengo fan, I say that you have to be a supporter even during the bad times. Sebastian Anel, as a Flamengo fan who spent over 70 years in the stands, I'm honestly not worried about that. What I want is for them to play again with our motto, grit, love, and passion, and let us be the ones to celebrate. MT dos Santos. From what Danilo said in the interview, Junior was perfect in his comment and opinion. No, on the contrary. Danilo talked about it's not the time to celebrate. Okay, it's not the time to celebrate because I actually understood the opposite of what Junior commented. They didn't want to celebrate with the fans, and Junior at some point criticized the players' attitude. He said that maybe they didn't want to share their happiness, but I saw it differently. I understood it like this, that they are embarrassed, united by this moment, even with this behind the scenes info I'm sharing. United by this moment, they want to turn things around and knew it wasn't time to celebrate since it was just an obligation. The girl's comment is perfect, which I even pinned here. Okay, yeah, as a fan, I'm ashamed of what the fans have become. It's no wonder that people used to call the older generation bandwagon fans, but that's not right either, man. That's not right. Lucas Portela, they're not wrong. Before the game, calling this team shameless is a bit much, right? I don't think that's why, man. I don't think that's why. I disagree. Actually, I think they didn't want to celebrate because they understood it wasn't something to celebrate, okay? T.H. Silva wrote, Luis Araújo made little hearts for the fans, okay? And people are saying, no, it was for the VIP box. He did it for his wife. I don't really know. But look, guys, I don't think it's like a split. I'm not celebrating with the fans, not to make excuses. I just think they didn't want to celebrate at this moment, especially given the inside information I'm about to bring here that the players are united, right? Looking for something. That's a pact, right? The players really want to get back to winning. They really want to win again. So after the loss to Lanús, Flamengo's players really decided they want to put an end to this bad phase and will do everything they can to turn things around. It's tough. It's a problem. Flamengo can't seem to find their form. There's the coach's part, yes, but mainly it's up to the players. They can change that. The coach doesn't go on the field. He can really set up the team in a better way. He can, but the players also have responsibility. And we need to say that here, right? Look, so the players, the behind the scenes information is that the players really want to turn things around and will do everything they can to get out of this tough moment. Will they make it? Will there be enough time before, say, this final, because it's important for Flamengo to win this title, to turn things around? We hope so. Okay, we hope so. Look, we had Bruno Henrique and Wallace Young training on the field with the Flamengo squad. Jorginho also worked out at the training center gym. We've already talked about Jorginho, about the possibility of a turnaround of Jorginho being available. According to Bruno Lemos, right, the forwards Wallace Young and Bruno Henrique should strengthen the team. According to Bruno Lemos, who works with Mauro Santana, they are expected to strengthen Flamengo against Lanús next Thursday for the Recopa. The duo trained formally at Ninho do Urubu, boosting their chances of returning for the South American Recopa final against the Argentine club. Jorginho also did some work there, but in the gym, right, increasing the chances of a return in the match, right, a possibility of being included in the squad. Okay, yeah, look at that. As usual, the athletes who played more than 45 minutes against Madureira did recovery work in the training center's gym. The others went out to the field under the watchful eyes and instructions of Coach Felipe Luis. And it's important for us to say here that Flamengo, us, Felipe, Luis talked about the issue of players who weren't fit to play the whole game or who couldn't even go on the field, but made an effort because among those who needed some rest, Arrascaeta, for example, he said he could play a little, right? That he did need some rest, but he could play part of the game. But there were players who couldn't, like Eric Polga, who he said if he put him into play, he could get injured because he really needed some rest. So he explained that it's important for us to mention. We also had, there's Juninho, man, important information for us to bring here. Former Flamengo player Juninho Sereke, right? Being one of the main people responsible for Pumas' current form, for Pumas having the best attack in the Mexican Championship. Juninho was directly involved in 5 of the 12 goals scored by Pumas, scoring 3 goals and providing 2 assists. Juninho has played only 6 matches with an average of 45 minutes per game, and he still hasn't played a full 90 minutes straight for the team. And even so, he has excellent numbers. That's what I tell you guys, man. I used to say Juninho just needed an opportunity, right? And now he's there tearing it up in another league, another team, but he's there doing great, right? We had Danilo, right, speaking in the mixed zone, saying that Flamengo belongs to the people, highlighting the importance of the fans' support for the result. And Danilo, right, he kind of teased, but in a good way, the fans, right? Flamengo belongs to the people. As long as the people are dissatisfied, things on the field will also be difficult. The only thing that bothers me, which I heard recently, is that Flamengo's fans only show up when things are good. I absolutely don't agree with that. I hope that on Thursday, Maracanã will be really lively and pushing the players because I won't be there. I don't agree that Flamengo's fans only show up in the good times, all right? They have to demand. Flamengo's fans have to be present during the bad times too. That's what we expect. I'm bringing it here for you. I'm going to react to a very funny video from my cousin, Hannah Tenda. She made a video commenting on what happened in the game. From Palmeiras against Capivarense, right? What's the name of the team again? Let's listen to Hannah here. Look.
Hello?
Hi.
Guys, I was just here minding my own business, and the internet just decided to work on its own. Let me give you some context. The Paulistão. It has as a sponsor a major retail chain of home appliances. So that traditional coin toss, heads or tails, it turned into a different kind of dynamic. The captains go there and choose a product. In this weekend's game, in the quarterfinals between Palmeiras and Capivariano, the captain doesn't live.
That's right, Capivariano.
He went there, created the dynamic, and chose a friar. So far, everything is normal within a promotional action of the championship. But that's where it all starts, because later his wife showed up on stories showing Mundial, and there it is, right? The couple's names. I kept looking and thinking, hi guys, look closely. What is this? Is it a fan, a hater, or just a meme? Especially because, for God's sake, the rival already goes there and sings the little song that Palmeiras doesn't have a Mundial. And look at the brand they sent exactly to the captain of Palmeiras. Oh no, guys, that's got to be some neighbor, a rival. It's not possible that it's the sponsor. I'm not promoting anything, just sharing and laughing respectfully. I'll complain because it's for them.
There's no Mundial. Palmeiras doesn't have a Mundial, man. Gustavo Gomes received a Trojan horse. Oh, that's awesome, man. 2 friars from Mundial, but no world title. That's sensational. Rana, very good. Oh, man, very good. That's it. I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below, turn on notifications by clicking the bell, and leave a like on the video. Greetings, red and black fans. This is Flamengo, all right?